We at the Piggly Wiggly in Jackson, Georgia. Train tracks are right across the road. They tore down Webb's grocery store where I used to make so many train videos. What I need now is a train to come zooming by. We came over here to get some groceries today, and we're not going to really stay in rail fan. I would if I was by myself though. Come on, train. Come zooming by here right now. I don't hear any horns blowing, so I'm not likely to see any trains. Standing on the corner, waiting for a train. I'm a rail fan wannabe today. I'm going to share a story with you today while we're standing out here on the street corner. Somehow standing on the street corner reminds me of a situation that happened to me back when I was in the U.S. Navy. I'm going to tell you a Navy-related story. I served on minesweepers in the U.S. Navy, and at the time I was a third-class petty officer, third-class damage controlman to be exact, and we put into Roosevelt Roads, Puerto Rico, which we did a good many times. We spent a lot of time in the Caribbean. Well, just on the northeast corner of Puerto Rico is where Roosevelt Roads is. It's a Navy base. It was. I don't think it's active anymore. It was created by Franklin Roosevelt during World War II when they felt the need for a place to land airplanes and stuff. Puerto Rico being United States territory, it was an ideal place to build a base, and it later became a Navy base. And we're fighting the Nazis. Anyway, I digress. My story relates to a little town just outside of Roosevelt Roads, Puerto Rico Navy Station called Ceiba. It's pronounced Ceiba, spelled with a C. Anyway, I was a third-class damage controlman, and the buddy I hung out with a lot was a third-class radioman, and I can't think of his name for love or money. Let's go to town. It was not uncommon for us to put into a town somewhere. We go off to town if we could find a beer joint or something, get us a couple of beers, we'd be ideal. We'd be happy with that. Well, let's go to this town outside the base, Ceiba. Called a city bus or walked. I don't remember how we got out there. It wasn't far, a mile or two. We're walking through this town in this really clean-cut community. It looked real nice. Not a bar in sight. Well, we can't get nothing to drink. Let's walk down this street and see what's out here. I don't even know if they had any bars down there. Probably did. We probably was on the wrong side of town. So we're walking up the street and the sidewalk, and this car pulls up beside us, and the man saying was, "Taxi, taxi, mister, taxi." Well, there was no identifying marks on his car as a taxi. "No, we don't want no taxi. Taxi, mister, taxi." My friend said, "No, we don't want none of your taxi. Go on, leave us alone." We kept on walking down the street, and I heard somebody yelling in Spanish. He was yelling like a maniac, and I turned, and that supposed taxi driver had got out of his car and was coming at us at a dead run. And I said, "Look at this fool." By that time he whooped up a big old machete that and he's swinging it and talking Spanish. We don't talk no Spanish, but we know somebody swinging a machete ain't nobody we want to deal with. So we backed up against this brick wall. Couldn't go nowhere because he was right on top of us by then. And I separated from my buddy. I moved to the left and he moved to the right. And it's kind of like an alley. The building we were standing by was made of red bricks. I don't remember what kind of building it was. But he turned his back on me and came at my buddy, because my buddy was the one that told him, "We don't want none of your taxi." And he literally raised the machete, come down like he was going to chop my buddy and right in the head or something. But when he turned his back on me, I was a pretty good sized boy. I planted my size 12 foot right in the small of his back and kicked him a good 3 or 4 feet away from my buddy. It gave my buddy a chance to get away from the wall. He was backed up against the wall. So we were running down the street. We got this crazy Puerto Rican talking Spanish and screaming like a banshee chasing us down the road, swinging this dang big old knife. And I know he was after me this time, because I done showed him what it feels like to be kicked around with a size 12 shoe. Anyway, we were running like hell. We could run around this corner and see 2 Puerto Rican police, got their uniforms on, got their little bill caps. And they commenced to whipping out these little, not a billy club, it was bigger than a billy club, like a little small baseball bat. They whipped out their bats and come running towards us. Well, we got a crazy Puerto Rican yelling in Spanish coming behind us. 2 Puerto Rican police coming from the left side screaming in Spanish. So we cut right. We're running down the street. We're running from 3 crazy Puerto Ricans now. And got on the main drag. I'm running a good 10 miles an hour. I see a shore patrol wagon sitting down the street, and they saw us coming. I don't know what them boys thought to see us running down the road in our Navy uniforms with 3 crazy Puerto Ricans chasing us. But they opened up the back of the paddy wagon. It was like a band, really. We call it a paddy wagon. It said U.S. Navy Shore Patrol. And they hollered, "Get in, get in." We dived in the damn door. They slammed it and locked it. Well, they're outside talking to the Shore Patrol, screaming all this crap in Spanish. Finally, the Shore Patrol come in there and said, "They say you was cussing that man. That man's mad because you said something bad about his mother." We didn't say nothing bad about him. We don't even know what he was saying when he was talking Spanish. Well, the police want you to come down to the station for questioning. Well, we're going to drive down there, but we're not going to let you out of the paddy wagon. We're going to go in there and talk to him. Shore Patrol went in there and flat ass told them, "No, you ain't touching our boys." They deny it. This man is lying, and you're not going to falsely accuse him. We're taking them back to the Navy base. We would have lost bigger than hell. It's like going to some little crooked town in Mayberry somewhere. You know the justice of the peace is going to side with the local constables and the crazy Puerto Rican with the knife. And the Shore Patrol took us back to the naval station, drove through the main gate, pulled over beside the road and said, "Okay, get out." We climbed out. They said, "We advise you not to go back to Ceiba because they're waiting for you down there." And I told that, I believe he was a 2nd or 1st class engineman. I don't remember his rating, but I told him, I said, "Thanks for watching our back for us. We appreciate it. We didn't do none of that crazy Puerto Rican." He said, "We know it. This whole town's full of crazy people. That's why we down there just waiting for a couple of suckers like you to come running down the road." Anyway, that's not much of a story to share with you, but if you're ever in Ceiba, Puerto Rico, don't ride no taxi cabs.